They say surviving in the wild can help you lose weight. There are always people who don't believe in it. You wake up with coconut every day and finding all kinds of delicious things to stuff your mouth. Look at this giant French snail. Whoever eats it get a thumbs up. One of the most fragrant is the roasted yams. It's delicious and it's sweet. No wonder you made the next door man cry. Does this look like a place to lose weight? For people who have failed in the wilderness, invited back again for the challenge. They're all ready to gain weight. Sure enough, you can starve to raise your own line. The program is arranged in pairs. Rendezvous on the island at the 11th day. This is the Philippines. There are notoriously more snakes than people. Extreme weather happens every day. Still, Chad has something to prove. Last time I challenged myself to give up. I really regret it. Fortunately, my family encouraged me. Both weight and mentality have increased. I am confident that I can successfully complete the challenge. He probably didn't realize his partner was a man. STE has made it to shore. The last time he was here was the fan challenge. The severe weather caused hypothermia. Quit the challenge with your partner. Gain weight like crazy after learning from experience. And studied the construction of various shelters. If that doesn't accomplish the challenge, I can only blame the show crew for making it too difficult. Neither thought it would be a boy band, and a player who has failed in the past. In an instant, the relationship between the two sides was much closer. This time, everyone is working hard to complete the challenge. Brought the hook that was pretty targeted. I'm sure it'll bring back a lot of food for the team. I also found something unexpected while studying the map. There's a team on the other side. Then merge and complete the challenge together. Coast was on shore early too. He works in outdoor survival education. He thinks he's got some strength in the wild, but it didn't do well in the last challenge. It's quite a blow to confidence. Come back ready this time. I thought I could do it. He and Tara made it. Cost does have an impression of his partner. Both losers return to challenge again. Let's hope we make it to 21 days. Tara lost her partner early on her last challenge. The rest of the day was very difficult. Almost died of dehydration. Dare to come back for another challenge. That must have been a preparation. He will lead the team to victory. What's interesting is the rope and fishing nets. They just didn't boil water for the pot. They also found the little man on the map. We'll see if the loser league gets together. The only way to get there is to build a raft. Now is not the time to worry about that. It's important to find a place to camp first. Chad and STE were talking and laughing the whole way. I don't see any anxiety about the selection. Nearby material that is quite abundant. This bamboo forest alone is enough for them. What I want most now is to find water. They don't want to be dehydrated on their first day. Tara suggested going across to the palm trees. It'll be a lot easier to build a shelter. I'm pretty happy with Kos. Last time I challenged my main partner, Taina, seriously affect the relationship of the team. Tara says not to worry. You could do most things on your own. A combination of power and power is no problem. There's a lot of resources here, and the terrain is flat enough for shelter. Decided to live and work here. Chad and STE saw snakes on the shore. I was so excited inside. There's so many poisonous snakes around. Are you worried about going hungry? Now it feels like it's too hot. Just need a quick place to rest. This is the only reliable place in the neighborhood. A raised platform can be made of bamboo. The top takes an A-shaped roof, and add palm leaves and fallen leaves to the top. In theory, you don't have to worry about the storm. After some discussion, the gathering of materials began. The other side has started cutting down and moving bamboo. You're in the shade right now. It's still like being in the oven. The worst part is being scratched by bamboo. I hope it doesn't get infected. This time, it was built from 2 bamboo sheds. It is connected by a single beam. Add a variety of leaves to cover it. They are confident that they can handle any situation. The process of setting up went very smoothly. It's all held in place by the ropes we brought. At least you don't have to worry about falling apart. Chad's never cut bamboo in his whole life. I had to learn as I went along. The weather is uncomfortably hot. We have to get the fire fixed first. If you can't hydrate in time, the body can't work for long. It's a good thing there's a firearm. It's easy enough to make a fire. All we have to do is wait for the water to boil. Tara and Coast did a great job setting it up. The coconuts we found on the road are perfect for rehydration. It's the same taste I grew up drinking, and the pulp inside can restore some energy. Does Coast know what to do with bamboo? It's the perfect material for survival in the wild. This bamboo tube can boil water without a pot. It also has the fragrance of nature. Chad and his boys love bamboo too. It's going to be really nice to lie on. That's a lot better than being a partner. No need to discuss. You know what to do next. The rest of the roof is still open. We were supposed to have it ready before dark. Just suddenly there was thunder. Before they knew it, the rain came. The first day of the good mood is gone. Fear of hypothermia and elimination. Can only hold a fire on one side and figure out how to fix the roof. Chad really suggested the show check the weather forecast. Why do you do this every time you come here? Don't want them to finish the challenge. Tara's side is a little better. The roof had been laid before the heavy rain. It didn't last long. Both sides were successful in completing the shelter. I could just lie down for a little while. Now is not the time to relax. Mosquitoes are very active at night. Flame protection is not enough. He's already got a lot of bite marks. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, even if you can stand mosquitoes crawling around you. The buzzing is annoying enough. The first night was not good for anyone. I regret not bringing a mosquito net. I barely made it to dawn. Tara doesn't want to remember the pain of last night. I just want to catch fish in the water and eat it. Resist the itch with delicious food. The idea is good, but the effect is not good. Down deep again and again. Didn't even get a small fish. I'd rather catch a bird. Chad and his boys want to eat the whole fish on the shore. You can't go fishing without bait. Picking up snails is bait. Just throw the hook out and say there's a fish on the hook. Fishing is easy here. They're just too small. I'd have to catch at least 20 of them. You still have to be hungry. Catch as many as you can before the sun is out. Tara doesn't have a pot. She uses bamboo to boil water. It's going to take about an hour to drink. Koss is a little anxious to drink it straight. Don't look clear at the surface. What's lurking in there that nobody knows? It's just too risky. Might as well have some more bamboo to boil water. Koss is desperate right now. You want a taste of anything. As long as you don't experience nausea and retching during this time. He thinks it's drinkable. Tara couldn't figure out why her partner was in such a hurry. Wait an hour and you'll faint from dehydration. Now we have to worry about Koss. Be prepared to call a doctor at any time. And Koss thinks that's okay. The partner is too obedient. SDE's not doing so well. Already showing signs of heat stroke. Soak it in water to cool it down. Chad didn't see how he could help it. I hope we can cook the fish quickly. I think filling your stomach will help. Just such little fish. You have to eat at least 20 pieces a day. Small fish with less meat and more thorns does not suit the appetite of 2 people. If this is the only thing you can eat in the back, might as well quit the challenge and go home. The mosquitoes go wild at night, crazy into their own cracks. Much more difficult than the last challenge. Every time I close my eyes, I hear mosquitoes. Finally came the 3rd day after tossing and turning. Although the fish here is not good, but that's the only thing that's easy to get at the moment. Better to get the catfish, actually, if you tie a rope to a big piece of wood. Then add the bait snail on top. They're sure they can hook a catfish into a beak. Koss felt fine after drinking raw water. He thought he could skip the boiling step altogether. Tara still wants to be safe. I'm really thirsty and I could drink whole coconuts. Koss is just stubborn. That coconut water is always good enough to run out. Might as well drink from the lake. Now I have to climb a tree to get coconuts. Tara's not going to be able to go up there. I'm pinning my hopes on Koss. The speed was good at first. Only halfway up. My strength is getting a little weak. For safety's sake, return to the surface. Another way is to lift the bamboo down. A high degree of certainty is enough. It's just a little difficult to operate. You need to keep adjusting to touch the coconut. The process is exhausting. Fortunately, the coconut was eventually removed. It takes a lot of energy though, but nutrition is especially important. Otherwise, the body wouldn't have lasted that long. Chad was lost again. The last challenge is because of this hard. The mood is very low. STE was also very upset with his partner's behavior. There are a lot of things to do. You can't do it all yourself. I wish I could just lie there and rest. Even if there are tons of coconuts to eat, I'm not going to get them to the end of the challenge. The challenge is on its 5th day. Tai Lai and Ko search for a new source of food. Venomous snakes are easiest on this side of the bush. They have the confidence to catch before they get bitten. With only a machete to defend himself, the photographer looked like he had to keep going. The snake does not meet, but sees the catfish. The two immediately separated into 2 bread clips. I keep feeling my way through the middle. Too bad we just ended up with some snails. It's enough to eat meat all the time. How's it going across the street? I hope you all have a smooth rendezvous. Chad and ST are just lying there rotting. If my stomach hadn't been growling, I'm afraid they can sleep till dark. Let's see if there's any surprises on the fishing line. If I can catch a catfish, make sure you have the energy to explore your surroundings every day. As soon as ST entered the water, he found a surprise. Look at STE with that smirk on his face. Chad knew snails would do the trick. There's not a lot of meat on a catfish. Barely enough for 2 to ease the acid flow. But it's good for morale. Chad was even more vocal about the success of the challenge. This catfish deserves MVP. Tara's got the snail and coconut soup ready. It smells good. Kos grew up nibbling on coconuts. To him, it's a universal being. Coconut water can be used as a drink. Coconut meat can be dug up and eaten as a snack. Even the outer shell can be made into clothes. Nothing can deny the existence of coconuts. Boiled snails and coconut water are really good. This has to be on the menu. The little days are getting better and better. Day 6 of the challenge. Chad suddenly felt sick. I don't know where the problem is. The negativity keeps piling up, repeatedly jumping sideways on the edge of loss of control. That's why the last challenge failed. I thought I could get over it, but it didn't work out very well. Now it's hot enough to blow itself apart. Going on like this is not an option. Not even the patience to gather firewood. STE wants his partner to calm down. The challenge is not as difficult as it seems. Chad wants to be as positive as his partner, but I just can't do it myself. All I could think about was going home, if that's the way to go home. I'm afraid I'll never get a chance to do it again. That's not a good taste for ST. There seems to be no way to change Chad's mind. Very sorry to give up the challenge again and go home. A few days earlier than the last challenge. Sometimes it takes more courage to give up than to persist. Chad is home and comfortable now. It's a headache to stay with STE. I'm going to be here for 5 days to find another group to meet up with. The challenge continues on the 7th day. STE was in a terrible mood. Just a little mud to make you feel better. Facing a challenge alone for the first time. You can imagine how upset I was. Explore the neighborhood and see what's there. Fortunately, there were banana trees. Pray we get some bananas to eat. Observe your surroundings carefully. And there's nothing here. ST was thinking about going home himself. This challenge has been excruciating. The body uses up water pretty quickly. We need to get back to boiling water. I don't know if it's the material. It's still about the firearm. It's especially difficult to start fire now. I'm not in a very good mood. And now to have something like this. I wish I could get Chad to come back and help. Fortunately, it finally lit up. ST just couldn't hold it together. Why is it so hard to survive in the wild? I wish I could do this in an easier place. Do you have to do everything yourself? That's a lot of pressure on yourself. It's almost rendezvous time. Tara's about to start preparing the raft. There's so much bamboo around. Shouldn't be difficult in theory. Kos just wanted to bring some extra coconuts for storage. Tara's little head hasn't turned yet. If we don't have enough coconuts, we have to find them. It's just looking for something to do. Aren't there any coconuts over there? You got to prioritize anyway. Take care of the raft first, then we'll find the coconuts. This hardline attitude made Kos uncomfortable. Since I've been here, either cut the bamboo or cut the bamboo road. Try to gather enough materials today. The raft will be secured by tomorrow. You can leave early on the 11th day. I figured that would be pretty airtight. The problem is that I can't keep up physically. They need a platform of 2 square meters. It's exhausting just to tie them up, not to mention cutting and adjusting here. Bamboo should be the best and easiest to handle in the wild. Anything else would be exhausting. The challenge continued on the 8th day. SDE is going to start building rafts too. It's pretty much the same as the other team. It's just smaller and there's a cover. Making it in water is really inconvenient, but it's better than taking it down yourself. Day 9 of the challenge. Tara has only one mission today. That is to finish building the raft. Kos was there to watch. I am very dissatisfied with this. He can't work without seeing a coconut. It's very important for the team. Mr. Kos did not respond, just standing there quietly. Tara didn't know what he was thinking. I'd love to slap him anyway. Kos watched it for a while and left without saying anything. Such an inexplicable act. Tara's too pissed to make a raft. Immediately follow up and ask your partner what he wants. Kos said he only wanted to eat coconuts. Boy, he really feels bad if he doesn't eat for a day. Tara wanted to hit Kos over the head with a coconut. See if it's full of coconut water. The worst part is that Kos just fucked it up. What about not having coconuts? I don't have the strength to help with the raft anyway. Tara couldn't stand to see it. Leave your partner behind and calm down. Well, it doesn't have to be coconut. It's just that the harvest is erratic around here. Kos thinks there's no energy to go on without coconuts. Tara was collecting snails by the shore, thinking about how to convince your partner. Coconuts are definitely needed, but isn't the raft more important? The two had disagreements. The best thing to do is sit down and talk. Tara was willing to share the snail. I hope Kos will calm down and listen. I also need to replenish energy. But coconuts aren't the only ones you can eat. Like this snail is okay. After all, the mouth is short, the hand is short. And Kos wasn't as resistant as he was. For now, the two sides have a united front. Day 10 of the challenge. STE is busy putting the raft together. If you still have a partner, the raft was already taken care of. What I need to work on my own. Wondering where to forage later. Keep the raft as simple as possible. I hope I have the strength to swim there tomorrow. Finally, the 11th day. Today is going to see the loser league meet. The two sides have to cross almost half a mile of water. The chance of meeting a venomous snake on the way depends on luck. SDE's thinking about new surroundings, new teammates. I don't think you're going to be alone. The first thing Kos does when he wakes up, of course, is drink coconut water. They were ready to leave. I wonder if it's the girls on the other side. Both sides have steered the raft to its destination, and there were no major problems. It's just STE is a lot slower here. They don't use paddles like Tara does. It must be double the happiness of two people. Their arms were already sore. I want to stop and rest for a while. Not to mention SDE's side. My legs are so they're almost cramping. Worst of all, the raft sank. It's like a submarine now. I'm holding it up with my own hands. It was hard to get to the shore. A little relief at last. Just give yourself a lifeline. I wonder what happened to the other group. Tara and the boys are still working on the water. It's getting closer and closer to the destination. STE has seen the raft on the water. There was a loud cheer at once. Then I found a place to sit and wait. Tara was expecting a girl. Now that's the heart breaking into several pieces. I didn't realize the challenge was all men. The mood is not as good as expected. It took some time to reach the shore. STE is happy with his new partner. You can see they're all working. He thought it was like a sausage party. Gender doesn't really matter that much, as long as we can complete the challenge together. It's a shame Chad went home. If only the four of us had formed a failed coalition. The three had a brief conversation. It was very satisfying with each other. We only have 10 days left. In theory, just plan your resources properly. Everyone was able to successfully complete the challenge, as long as there are no accidental injuries. Too many is not always good. Or do we just have to see how everyone gets along? There are more bugs here than there were before. Soon there were bite marks all over her body. We need to find a place to shelter while we can. People seem to be pretty motivated. STE thinks he's good again. We're going to have to build a loft bed here. The ground is full of bugs. A bite can take days to swell up. As soon as I said that, Tara was targeted by a scorpion and stung his most important brother. There's a sharp pain down there. It feels like it's going to be totally ruined. Others saw it as a gasp. It's like men hurt the most. There's already a red dot on it. We said there were no women in this challenge. Tara thinks she's going to be his sister. Kos didn't expect anything like this. Lucky it's a small scorpion and not poisonous. Otherwise, the doctor would have been here to take it away. Now the shelter has to be built. They were busy till dark. STE was fine with sleeping on the beach. The challenge continues on day 12. Tara's brother has gotten a lot better. Everyone has different tasks. The first plan is to get the loft bed done. And Kos was in charge of collecting firewood. Look around and see if there's anything to eat. He's got plenty of plants to eat. Wild yams like this are good. It's just that eating too much is bad for your health. Tara saw Kos bring back food. Eyes as big as brass bells. I can finally eat something different. Just put it on the fire and cook it. This will retain more yam nutrients. It does smell good. Everybody gets a big piece. It's been a long time since I've enjoyed food like this. As long as we can get some more food in a few days. They are confident that they can live a good life. Now we can move on to the loft bed. Must have a good dream at night. Increased efforts to cut down and move bamboo. The bed is almost done. There's no problem lying on it. The roof doesn't have to be put up in a hurry. Just betting it won't rain the rest of the day. Kos wants to get some more food to eat. Only physical energy can keep up. To make it to the day of evacuation. ST thinks there should be a roof. How do you protect the fire if a storm comes? He doesn't want to go through another hypothermia. And yet I say it too much. Tara and Kos just don't want to build. Aren't you really worried about the rain? In a daze came the 13th day. Tara just wanted to get more food. If you see one of these in the wild, don't hesitate. There's food in the field. It just might be a little deep. Kos knows a lot about wild food. Watch carefully as you walk. There aren't many plants around to eat. I wish I could have another yam. While Tara was resting on the shore, I feel a lot of fish walking around my feet. He tried to get the fish out with his bare hands. The good news is we caught him. The bad news is too small. It's not even enough to plug your teeth. Use it as bait to try and catch the big fish. STE has faith in his fishing skills. Throw the hook as far as you can. It doesn't have to wait too long. Fish bite in the blink of an eye. However, it did not go smoothly in the hands. Another day of hunger. The challenge is on its 16th day. The last thing we need right now is food. When 3 people's physical strength is about to bottom. Didn't expect to dig up some kind of root. Nobody knows what this is. How do you know if you can eat it in the wild? The simplest thing is to apply it to your hands. You can still eat it without a severe reaction. It's a little risky. I hope there's no problem after heating and cooking. Kos put it in his mouth and tasted it carefully. Soon she felt something was wrong and threw up. Now my throat is burning. Tara really wished she'd eaten the piece. And now I can't be happy. Breathing became more and more rapid. We need to call a doctor. Turns out, don't eat wild stuff. It could be a lifetime thing if you're not careful. The doctor came to check on Tara. The throat and tongue were swollen. The problem is not as bad as it looks. It was more that Tara was nervous. Wait till the poison wears off. The body will get better. All I could do now is drink more water. They've been here 17 days. Life is not at all moist. Tara and Kos still have numbness in their mouths. I can't even speak clearly. Coconuts are safer for now. No more eating before the evacuation. Try to save as much energy as possible. We need to start preparing the 3-man raft for evacuation. The roof that Stellar was so obsessed with. I'm afraid it didn't go as planned. Kos thinks even in the rain. It's not hard to find shelter from the rain. The energy had to be expended on the raft. How else are we going to get home? The 2 sides argued about it. Just because it's not raining now doesn't mean it won't, even if it rains for one night. The roof is worth building too. Too bad STE was the only one who felt that way. The others still want to get the raft. There is no way to rule by the majority. Building on Tara and their raft. It takes a lot of bamboo. You need to add buoyancy to the ends and bottom. They don't know exactly how much to use. I'm sure the more the better. The paracord is double tied with the vine. Make sure it doesn't fall apart halfway through. It was built until the 20th day. Everybody lie down and rest at night. Here comes the drama. It rained unexpectedly on the last night. There's still some time till dawn. There was nothing to do but sit and wait for the rain to stop. Tara and Kos are still talking about drizzle. But it didn't stop until dawn. Man, you're not evacuating in the rain. They waited and waited until it finally cleared up. Hurry up and get home. It's almost 3 kilometers away. Hoping to evacuate before the storm hits again. They haven't eaten much, have they? Physically, it's still good enough. It's just against the wind now. The speed of progress is getting slower and slower. A little slack and you go back. It takes more effort to slide through. The last remaining distance to victory. All of us had to push through, just when everyone is tired of doubting life. The show's plane is finally here. She threw up her hands in celebration. It's not easy. I mean, it's my second challenge, but it's harder here to be able to hold out until they get home. Body fat is so important. I wonder what other gods will be here. Let's wait and see.